Hang on a sec. I've got to go and get something. Hang on. Who's got gold? Is there anybody on? Who's got gold? Let me have a see. Let's have a look. Helen Edwards got a gold medal. Well done. Kathy Ann, well done. You've got a silver. Denise Peace. Helen is going to be delighted she beat Denise. For those who don't know, I've just done a live. Morning, Dan. I always do a live on a Monday morning at 6:30 in my membership group. And so Denise is usually on top of the medal podium. Oh, I'm just up and down. So how unfit I've become. That's what not doing exercise for 6 weeks does for you. Up and downstairs. I feel like I've done an Ironman. So, how is everybody? Right, this first one, it won't say a little bit longer. I'm going to try and keep them short. But going forward for the next 28 days, I'm going to keep these to literally no more than 20 minutes. I know a lot of you think that's not possible, but watch. So, welcome to the magic. Usually in lockdown, I will be doing fitness now, live fitness. Jo Wicks is doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube. So, Helen's finally got a gold. She's delighted. So, so obviously because I'm a bad back, I can't do that. So I'm going to be working through this book. If you do want to buy a copy of the book, you don't have to do. I've put the link in the blurb. It's on the event and everything. You can get your own copy. It's a 28-day workbook called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. She did The Secret, and both those books were life-changing for me about 5 years ago. So what is it? So I'll just tell you a bit about what it is on this first video, and then obviously I won't have to do that again. I'm going to be giving you an exercise to do every day. Not a burpee or 20 lunges or anything like that. Morning everybody. I'll come and catch up on the comments after the video. So good morning to everybody. Oh, please do share. Who's going to share it? Honestly, this lockdown, I think, is feeling harder than the last one. I really do. And sometimes I think if you're to believe all this, it could be the universe thinking, Sally, don't do fitness. Loads of people are doing fitness. You do fitness anywhere. I've got all my fitness stuff on my pages that's still free. There's Jo Wicks, and I can't do fitness. So I'm thinking, what can I do? Because I want to do something, because I loved helping last time, the last lockdown. It really helped me. And I've really been struggling with my mindset, really struggling the last 5 or 6 weeks. And I'm concerned that I've been falling back into my depression that I've not had for about 3 or 4 years. But I'm not there yet, so I just need a boost. And so I thought, do you know what, I'm going to do the magic, because I want to make this lockdown count. I want to do something positive with it, and that's how I control that panicky feeling. Thank you, Helen. Helen's sharing it in her SAS group, which is amazing. Thank you, Nikki's already shared it, so please do share it. I'd love to get as many people doing it as possible, and it's something that I wanted to be open-minded with. And it's, you don't have to do all 28 days. Obviously, if you do all 28 days, you're going to be supercharged, because it does make a difference, but you've got to be open to it. But if you want to dip in and out, you can, but obviously you get from it what you put in. And this massively helped me 4 or 5 years ago. So I thought, I'm going to do that. And that's when I had the idea. I literally said, Sam, oh my God, I'm going to do it on Facebook. I'm going to do it live, you know, and see who wants to join me. So let's just see how many people we can get doing the magic. So if you please share it, honestly, it makes such a big difference. Now, you might think this is a load of rubbish, and I want you to stay open-minded. Thank you for sharing, everybody. It really, really does help. Honestly, the amount of people who did my lockdown fitness and are now still doing fitness, and they hadn't done fitness for years, because one of you lot, yeah, one of you there, shared it. And I love it when I get messages from people saying, oh, and they might respond to one of my emails and say, do you know what, I feel so much fitter because my friend shared it in lockdown. My friend shared it in lockdown, and then they start doing fitness. So if one of you shares it to your friends and they start doing this and they've been feeling really low and down, they're worrying about their partner's been furloughed and, you know, the son's not graduated and they can't do uni. It's just awful, and we just get so full, and life can be hard enough. But with all this going on, it can have such a negative impact on the way we think. Good morning, Beth. How are you? Managed to get my nails done just before lockdown. So, bye, lovely Beth. So, oh, thank you, Inga. Thanks, that's amazing. So, just very briefly, what is it? The magic. I want you to think back when you were a child and you didn't used to have all these stresses. The only stress you used to have is whether your friend was talking to you at school and you'd forgot your tennis ball so you couldn't play with it at playtime. You know, you used to run around. I mean, God, wouldn't we just be able to run around like children do without thinking they're doing a Couch to 5K programme, you know, because we put all this other stuff on it instead of just keeping going and running. You know, when they see, you know, they believe in fairies, they believe in Christmas. I still believe in Father Christmas, by the way. You know, they might see a butterfly and they're just in wonder at it. Oh my God, look at that. Or they'll see a worm or a caterpillar on the floor and they're like fascinated. That's what we're all like. But, you know, people say, oh, life gets in the way. And that's one of my personal pet hate sayings. Life never gets in the way. This is your life. So this is why I believe so passionately in fitness and stuff like this, because life never gets in the way like it's some inconvenience. It is your life. And so I just want to give you or help you to get as many things, whether it's fitness or mindset work, to help you deal with the stuff that does happen in your life. I mean, who would have thought this year, when you look around, you go to Tesco, you see everybody in masks. Do you ever just stop yourself and think, my God, look at everybody? And it's just become the norm, you know, and it can be, even that can set you off onto eating a big box of roses if you're that way out. And that's what I've been doing the last, you know, I've not been able to move, can't exercise. So literally, I've still been eating well, but some days, even Joe said, Mum, you've not had a proper meal for 3 days. And that's how I've dealt with it sometimes. And I'm using this lockdown to get myself back on track, because nobody is going to get yourself back on track apart from you. So, and if you're worrying about all this sort of stuff, and I really do believe you get what you focus on. Whatever you're focusing on, you will get more of. And that goes without saying for me. So if you're fed up, you feel crap, and you wake up in the morning and you go, oh God, and literally your default is to wake up and go, oh, my back's bad, oh my God, and it's early and I've got to do that video today, oh, and it's pouring down, and I said I'd have that Zoom meeting, I wish I hadn't, it's rubbish. And that's what we get into, and we can change all that in an instant. We really can. I know it doesn't feel like it can, but we can. How you think, whether it's negative or positive. Thank you for sharing, Nikki. Honestly, it makes such a difference. So what this is all about, the secret is about the universe and the law of attraction, but the magic is a 28-day workbook based around gratitude. And it's just amazing. And so I'm going to be giving you an exercise every day. Some take longer than others, some that take no time at all. They're just thinking exercises, whereas others will need a pad and a pen. And today's one of those. I think today's is the biggest exercise, because you need to do it every day. And don't be thinking, oh, I don't have time for that. Because you've got enough time to sit there worrying and feeling shit and scrolling and stuffing your face with crisps and wagon wheels, you know, so you do have time. It's up to you whether you make time on this. So the first 12 exercises in the book, I just wanted to make a note of this, are being grateful for the now and what we've had in the past. They're what the first 12 exercises. Then the next 10 exercises are about the dreams and desires that you want, that you would love to have in your life, to be grateful for. That's what the next 10 exercises. And the final 6 exercises in here are all about having gratitude and the desire to help other people. And that's where the magic really happens, I think, is when your newfound mindset, without even trying, starts to rub off on other people. And it's incredible. And you are less likely to want to eat shit. You are less likely to want to take it out on those you love. Because have you noticed, if you are worried, if you are getting anxious, you might not be exercising as much, you might be eating more rubbish than you want, and then you start taking it out on other people because you're frustrated, and you start putting your shit onto other people, usually the people that you love the most, you know. So it really helps with all that. So surely, you know, I just want to get as many people doing it as possible, because a lot of it just doesn't, you know, it can be avoided. So that's what the magic is all about. So I'm going to go straight on to the first exercise. I mean, I could read you the whole introduction, but I'm not going to, because it's the reasons why she's done it, and all the what's it's behind the magic. Do you know what Roald Dahl said? There are some little quotes that I'm going to read to you. Do you believe in magic? And then this was by Roald Dahl. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And that is so true. There is so many people who don't believe in gratitude. They might say, and this is what Rhonda said, you might say thank you for a present. Somebody gives you a present, thank you. Somebody opens a door for you, thank you. And people think that's gratitude. Oh my God, that is just the little pinprick on the surface. And I've been practicing gratitude now for about 5 years, and it just becomes a way of life. And obviously sometimes I fall back into not being that way, and that's what happens. But I feel I've got this really underlying baseline that when something shit happens, for example, how bad my back is at the moment, oh, it's just been awful. I mean, the last 2 weeks, it's a lot more manageable, but it's still not right, still nowhere near exercising. And when it was really bad and going into spasm, I was rolling over, and it took me like half an hour to get out of bed. And I was getting up, and instead of going, oh my God, it's awful, which it is, I was going, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you that I can still get out of bed. Yes, it's awful. Yes, it's painful, but I was still grateful that I could get out of bed. And that's only because I've practiced gratitude for the last few years. And I don't sit down and practice it and learn. It's just something you have in your head as you're going about your business. So it takes no extra time. So that was only because I did this book. And it was doing this book every day for 28 days that really made the difference. It was like going and doing a degree at the Open University in gratitude. Thank you, Tina. So if you want a bit of this, or if you know of any of your friends that could help with their mindset, then, oh, thank you, Michaela. Shared this with my work team. I tell you, Michaela, with your work team, it's going to have them on fire. If you think it can help, tag them. Tag your friends in this video. Share the video. I'd be massively grateful, obviously. Right, so let's get straight to the first one. Count your blessings. Get it, Jane. I mean, I've put the link. If anybody wants to buy the book, you do not need the book, so I'm going to be reading little paragraphs from it. So I don't want to have to cost you any money. But if you do want the book or your own copy, I've put the link in the blurb. So just click on it and then order it if you want. So please stay open-minded. Don't just think, oh, I don't like the sound of that, and not do it. Don't just make assumptions from the off. I want you to stay open-minded and try all these exercises. Right, day one. Are we ready? And I'm going to be going live. Well, live most times. The odd one, if I've got something on, I might pre-record it. But 7 a.m. every morning for the next 28 days. So are you ready? Because let me tell you, this time is going to pass regardless. Whether you like it or not, this lockdown is happening, or whether you're not in lockdown, depending where you're watching from. But this next 28 days is going to pass regardless. I'm not asking you to do 28-day half-hour HIIT sessions. I'm just asking you to be open-minded and think a bit differently. And you will feel so different after the 28 days. So let's get it done. Right, Willie Nelson said, when I started counting my blessings, My whole life turned around. And that is the title of day one. Count your blessings. Right. Let's have a look. So you will have heard people say to count your blessings. And when you think about the things you're grateful for, that's exactly what you're doing. But what you may not have realised is that counting your blessings is one of the most powerful practices you can ever do. And it will magically turn your whole life round. When you're grateful for the things you have, no matter how small they may be, you will see those things instantly increase. I've just lost my place there. You will see that if you're grateful for the money you have, however little, you will see your money magically grow. If you're grateful for a relationship, even if it's not perfect, you will see it get better. If you're grateful for the job that you have, even if it's not your dream job, things will begin to change so that you enjoy your job more and all kinds of opportunities for your work will suddenly appear. The flip side is that when we're not counting our blessings, we can fall into the trap of unintentionally counting negative things. We count negative things when we talk about the things we don't have. We count negative things when we criticise or find fault with other people. When we complain about the traffic, waiting in queues, delays, the government, not enough money, or even the weather. When we count negative things, they increase too. But on top of that, with every negative thing we count, we cancel out our good blessings that were on their way. I have tried both, counting my blessings and counting negative things. And I can assure you that counting your blessings is the only way to have abundance in your life. So another quote, better to lose count while naming your blessings than to lose your blessings to counting your troubles. So it is so true. I know even now you might think, what a load of shite. But honestly, to me, it just puts you in a positive mindset. For an example, I've just been talking about this over on my membership, coincidentally. But the last few weeks, I've been really, obviously lockdown's coming. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, and it massively affected us last time, like it affects everybody. It affected the business. We had to cancel all our retreats. Obviously people leave the membership, understandably, if they've, the finances. And you start to worry. And then you feel so out of control about what's going on in the world, and then you're worrying about all the other stuff, your parents, your people, you can't go out, you can't see the people you love, and you start to get anxious, and then my back went, and then you just think, then I start eating more, and then I can't exercise, and then I take my frustration out on other people, and then you just fall into this negative mindset, which becomes so habitual, and you just think, and you can't get out of it. It just becomes your sort of way of life. And I'm not a negative person. I'm not. I like to feel that I'm positive, but when you sort of get into this cave of negativity, literally complaining about the queues, complaining about this, and I don't like that a lot. I'm still really quite good on stuff like that. Not being funny, my mum's a bugger for it. Whenever we're used to be driving, oh, there's been an accident, oh, what's this? You'd see a flashing light and there'd be no traffic on the road. Oh, bloody hell, what's gone on here? And I really try not to do that. I'd really just try and stay positive when the traffic lights are red. I no longer get pissed off at a red traffic light. Well, probably 90% of the time I don't. I used to get pissed off all the time before I did this. I know it sounds mad, but you think, Sally, how's that going to make a difference to your life? Not getting pissed off at a red traffic light. When I hear people moaning about the weather, oh, it's awful, oh, it's rain, it's horrible, it's disgraceful. I think to myself, we need rain. Yes, do you know what, when it goes on for ages and ages, but then you're grateful for the sunny days more. I've got into such a habit over the last few years of, I get into such a habit of just not defaulting to moaning. But obviously, of course I do sometimes, and certainly these last few weeks I've been terrible. I've really struggled, I'll be honest with you. you know. And so this is why I wanted to do this, because I need a refresher. And if you've never done this and you're doing it for the first time, then quite frankly, I'm quite envious of you, because if you do it open-mindedly, it's incredible. All these little things, and when you find yourself and you hear other people, oh, look at that queue, I'm not waiting in that. You know, when lockdown started and we were queuing for half an hour outside Tesco and people were complaining, giving staff a hard time, the poor ladies and gents on the checkouts said it was just awful. People were going mad at them because there was no toilet roll left. It's not the fault of the lady on the checkout. I never do that now. I never give them a hard time. I don't complain in a queue. I just accept that's what it is. Everybody's doing the best. And you're right, Margie, it's a lot better way to live. You know, it really is. So, but it's all about being aware. And this next 28 days is going to make you so aware that you have the power, you have the control to really, really make a difference. So this is just the beginning. Honestly, some of you will hate it, some of it's not for you, and that's fine. You don't have to do it. But all I ask is please stay open-minded. You know, we couldn't, and by the way, you can be doing your own HIIT session while you're talking to me. You can be cleaning the kitchen, making your beds, having a wash, giving yourself a facial, walking the dog, going out and being grateful that you're in the fresh air, or you can be sat having a cup of tea. It's entirely up to you what you do while you listen to these videos, and there's no right or wrong. So now, so the first thing I want you to do is count your blessings. So what do I mean by that? And I did this the first time. You'll probably see, right, the practice of counting your blessings is so simple and so powerful in altering your life that I want you to continue, right? So you've probably seen it a lot. A lot of people do it. Oh, I write 3 gratitudes every night when I go to bed. 3 things I'm grateful for. You know, and what are the usual ones? My husband, my children, my family, my house, my friends, my job. And that's usually the most common ones that people write. And they do it just run of the mill. Now, I'm going to ask you, well, via Rhonda, is going to ask you to do a lot more than that. So every morning, you can start today, every morning, we want you to write 10. I know that sounds a lot, and it will take you a bit of time. This is probably the biggest time-consuming one of the whole book, but we're starting with it. I want you to write 10 things you are grateful for. 10. So, listen, I want you to continue to add 10 more blessings to your list every day for the next 27 days. Right. First thing in the morning, or as early in the day as you can, count your blessings. You can write out your list by hand. You can type it on a computer, or you can use a special book or journal. Why not order a lovely book from Amazon just for this next 28 days? Because there's a few other things you'll be writing in it. Or just do it on the back of a newspaper, whatever floats your boat. So then you can keep all your gratitude in one place. Today, you are going to make a simple list of 10 blessings in your life that you are grateful for. When Einstein gave thanks, the thought about why he was grateful. When you think about the reason why you're grateful for that particular thing or person or situation, you will feel your gratitude more deeply. Remember that the magic of gratitude happens according to the degree of which you are feeling it. So with each item on your list, write the reason why you are grateful. Now, this is a big difference. So a lot of people, when they do a gratitude, they'll just say, oh, I'm grateful that it was sunny today. Oh, I'm grateful that Julie, my friend, popped to see me. Oh, I'm grateful for my husband. Oh, I'm grateful for my new kitchen. But there's not a lot of feeling in that. You're just going through the motions, like when we say thank you for a present, or, you know, somebody opens, oh, thank you to the lady at the checkout. When I've had somebody on the line and I say, oh, thanks for your help, I always now, without fail, go, oh, thanks for your help. You've been really helpful today and it's really made a difference. And you can hear them, they go, oh, thank you. That's really nice of you. You just want to qualify it and give it more feeling, you know. So I want you to do that with your own blessings, with your own gratitudes. So mine would be, I'm grateful for Simon because he always supports me, even when I'm an absolute shit to him. because that makes it, I'm grateful for Nancy because I've looked, you know, because she really makes me laugh. I'm grateful for Joe, you know, because he's still at home. That's the one thing about lockdown, he helps with the work. I'm grateful to Ben, my eldest, because he continually shows me how it is to be lovely with people. And you write them down. So I want you to do 10 today. 10. I want you to think of 10 and start with the most common ones because it's going to get tough, this exercise. And I want you to qualify why. So I am grateful for this because, and I want you to qualify it. Okay? So it really makes a difference, Jackie. It really does. I want you to qualify it. And then what Rhonda wants you to do, when you've got all 10, you read each one. And at the end of it, you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me just see where she says that. Right, to help you feel more gratitude, right, listen to this. Now, stay open-minded. You can be grateful to the universe, God, the spirit, the goodness, life, your greater self, or any other concept you wish to draw on. Now, I personally don't believe in God. I actually quite wish I did sometimes, but I don't. But I do believe in the universe and the fact that you get what you focus on. And not because, you know, there's this other being in the universe, but just because I believe in the power of positivity and doing something like this. A lot of people slate it, what a pile of shit, all that woo-woo crap they'll say, especially entrepreneurs. They'll go, all that woo-woo crap, that's no good, you just need to work hard. Of course you do, but this just puts you into a positive mindset as far as I'm concerned. So I don't care whether it's God, the spirit, the universe or anything, because it absolutely is, Linda, whatever floats your boat. So when you direct gratitude towards something or someone, you will feel it even more, and your gratitude will have even more power and create even more magic. It's the reason why ancient cultures choose symbols like the sun to direct their gratitude towards. They were simply using physical symbols to represent the universe. The practice of counting your blessings is so simple and yet so powerful in altering your life that I want you to continue to add 10 more every day. I want you to look closely at your life you have received, and you are committing to receiving so much more every day. There really is so much to give thanks for. Even now in lockdown, and if you've been furloughed, if you've been made redundant, there is always something. I know that's really hard to believe, but there is always something in your day to be grateful for. You could be grateful for your home, your family, your friends, your work, your pets. You could be thankful for the sun, the water that you drink, the food that you eat, and the air that you breathe. Without any of them, you wouldn't be alive. You could be grateful for the trees, the animals, the oceans, the birds, the flowers, the plants, the blue skies, the stars, the moon, and our beautiful planet Earth. Nearly finished. You could be grateful for your senses, your eyes that see, your ears that hear, your mouth that tastes, you know, your nose that smells, and your skin that enables you to feel. You could be grateful for the legs that you walk on, your hands that you use to do almost everything, and your voice that enables you to express yourself and communicate with others. You could give thanks for your amazing immune system that keeps you well. I mean, now more important than ever. And all of your organs that maintain your body so that you can live. And what about the magnificence of your human mind, which no computer technology in the world can duplicate? So, a list: health, body, work and success, money, relationships, passions, happiness, love, life, nature, material goods, any subject of your choosing. So, you should feel significantly better and happier after each time you count your blessings, and how good you feel is your measure of how much gratitude you felt. The more gratitude you've felt, the happier you will feel, and the faster your life will change. Some days you will feel happy really, really quickly, and other days it may take a lot longer. But as you continue to count your blessings every day, you will notice a bigger, and bigger difference in the way you feel each time, and you will see your blessings magically multiply. It works, people. It absolutely works. I know it can be an effort. I know it takes time. I reckon writing 10 blessings and qualifying takes about 20 minutes. So I'm asking you to commit to probably 15-20 minutes every morning. And a lot of the other exercise you just do throughout the day, you're thinking things, you know. So I literally think of my heart often when I'm working out, and my heart can feel it beating. When I'm lying in bed still and silent, I think of my heart and I picture what it's doing, and I just say thank you to it. I go thank you with each heartbeat, because it's pumping blood around the body. And when you really think about what's going on inside your body, and yet we feed it shit, we drink too much, we don't move it, we don't give it enough water. You know, you see your basil plant on the kitchen window and you don't water it, and it's all like that. And you give it water, within an hour it's gone up. When we don't drink water, you know, we're dehydrated, yet our amazing body still gets up. Its legs still get us out of bed. Our hands can turn the taps on to brush our teeth that we still have. A lot of us still have our own teeth. And yet we don't acknowledge any of it. We just take it all for granted. Well, this is what the magic is all about, is really getting back into that feeling of gratitude of when you've done a workout. Don't bitch and moan about how hard it was. Don't bitch and moan that your belly was hanging on the floor in a plank. You know, be grateful that you've got one. And it's all stuff like that. So I want you to do 10 blessings today. And just to give you an example of mine, and I'm going to do it with you again. I'm going to work through this book with you. Okay, and yet you get to do this for the next 27 days. That's it, Debbie. So every morning I want you to write 10 blessings, and some of you'll forget, some of you'll sack it off, just like some of you sack the 30-day plank challenges off. That's life. Some of you might miss the odd day. Don't worry about it, but please don't sack it off. It starts really easy. The first 2 or 3 days, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. Don't feel guilty about material things. If you're grateful for your new car, bloody well put it, because you've worked hard to get that. Grateful for the new car, grateful for the new kitchen, grateful that, you know, I managed to get a weekend away in the Lake District, you know, grateful, you know, the fact that I cleaned my kitchen yesterday and all my tiles are looking shiny, because that gives me a little bit of joy when I feel I need it. When you go through the month, you really have to start scraping the barrel, and that's when the magic happens, I tell you. When I did this 5 years ago, obviously I was drinking then, I used to thank, on about day 26, I used to thank the fingers on my right hand, because it could hold my wine glass so I could enjoy my Prosecco. You know, that's what I thank my right hand, because my fingers on my right hand, because it enables me to enjoy my Prosecco. I know it sounds ridiculous. Another thing that I've thanked for, and I've done this every year since, and if Kate Hyde's watching, she'll know what I'm going to say. In spring every year, and to think that I'd spent 45 years oblivious to this, but in spring every year when I'm walking, and you see the hedgerows, and you see the tiny green, bright green buds coming on the hedgerows, yet they're not enough. You can still see through the hedge. And I remember one day I thought, I love that, and actually spent a 30 seconds, just stopped walking with the dog, and I looked. And I just looked at these tiny buds starting. They were all over the place. And I just had a moment of going, God, isn't nature amazing? Every year that happens, how does it know? And it does it. And what a beautiful sight. That new spring feeling of hope and what's the year going to bring for us. And obviously this year it's been a hell of a year, isn't it? But the fact that I get to see it every year. So on my list, the next day was, I'm thankful for the spring. I am, because it brings the spring buds. Another list might have been, I'm thankful for my eyes because I get to see the spring buds every year. So this is the type of stuff. It is so simple, Jackie, it is, how often people, when you hear people who break the right arm And that's when they know they've not been grateful for the use of the right arm, because they've got to use the left arm. You know, I think Alison Snelling's like that at the moment. She's had an accident and broken her right arm. But the thing is, Alison's in the tribe as well. A lot of people in the membership, they tend to have this sort of mindset. And she's so grateful of all the stuff she's still able to do with the left arm. So 333, Nikki, I know that's a great number, but a really significant number. So please do share it. Please, what I don't want you to do is listen to this video and then just go, oh yeah, that was really inspiring, that, because hopefully it's inspired you. But please do the work, because it's not going to work otherwise. This inspiration that I've given you now, if you're feeling just a little bit inspired by what I've said, that'll be gone by tomorrow. It'll be gone. Or it might be gone in the next hour when somebody comes to the door and the Amazon man's brought you the wrong delivery. You open it up and it's smashed and then you're pissed off. Oh, you know, where's the gratitude then? You know, so you don't have to do it, even if you do it tonight before you get into bed. I want you to post your gratitudes, what you're grateful for. And I want you to do it. And I want you to put it in a book. I want you to put it in a crappy pad, wherever. I want you to write it, because the thing is, when I write, I think I'm going to do mine on the computer this time, because my writing's not brilliant and I've struggled to read them back. So this is day one. Tomorrow's is so much easier. It takes no time. So this is what we're going to be doing, stuff like this every single day. But I'm reminding you every day to please do your 10 gratitudes. Okay, so that's it. Please do share. Please do share. Honestly, what have you got to lose by sharing it, apart from somebody, one of your friends friends could be feeling horrendous. And I'm not talking that overweight, and I'm not talking that, I'm talking this mentally horrendous. Because who isn't at this time of year? Who isn't? On the last lockdown, I'm not being funny, but it was like a big summer holiday for a lot of people, because the weather was glorious. It was sunrise at 4:30 in the morning, at 5 o'clock, and late nights, balmy evenings. I mean, look at it now. It's so different with Christmas coming. What's it going to be like? So, let me just think. It's just disconnected slightly. It's called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. So, oh, let me move you. Oh. Are you on Wi-Fi? Oh. So I don't know if you can still hear me. I think, oh, there it is, back on. The Wi-Fi just went off a little minute. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to leave you with that. It's The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. The link is in the blurb if you want to buy a copy. But you don't have to. I'll be doing what I've done this morning. So I'll be giving you all the exercise. I don't want it to have to cost you any money at all. It's all free. But if you do want your own book, do obviously click on the link and buy it. You said to post your gratitudes. Where do we post them? On here? You don't have to put them on here. I can put a thing on later, and you can post if anybody wants to share the gratitudes, because people do get ideas from other people, because it's really hard. When I'm asking you to do, what's 280? I'm asking you to do 280 gratitudes, so it's tough. It gets tough. You really have to think, look, I've just seen another thing I'm grateful for. Him. The amount of times, because he makes me go out for a walk and he gives me a lot of joy. So he'll be on the gratitude list. And I say to people, when I've been in a shop and I've had really good service that's been above and beyond, I'll just say to them, I said, thanks ever so much. Sorry, what's your name? They'll say Julie. I go, thanks, Julie. I said, you're top of my gratitude list tonight. I did that to a lady, a nurse who was looking after my dad before he died. We had a great big hug in the hospital. And Christine, she was called, and I said, Christine, thank you. You'll be on the top of my gratitude list tonight. And I put her on it. And she just, bless her little face, honestly, she couldn't believe it. So please do share. All right then, thank you. You're always on my day one first. So thank you, Denise. So let's do it. Let's get, because these numbers will drop off massively. You know, a lot of people start it, and then by the end, how many of us are still going to be doing day 28? Are you going to commit to day 28 of the magic. That's all I want to know. Are you going to commit to day 28? Because you're going to feel better if you do. All right, then, lots of love. I'll be a lot quicker tomorrow, I promise. Cheerio. Bye.